Even the best content in the world is dead in the water if it's not published strategically to generate sales for your business. In fact, you can have all the eyeballs in the whole entire world on your content, but if it's not written in such a way that it generates sales, if it's not published strategically to generate sales for your business, then who cares how many people are seeing it? In this video, I'm going to walk you through my exact checklist that I use and I teach students to use to publish their blogs for sales, and it works every single time. And hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Faith Hanan. I'm an SEO copywriter, content marketer, and overall marketing strategist, helping businesses like yours get more leads and more sales from those leads in your online business using great, simple SEO strategies and honest marketing. I'm going to walk you through the exact 12-step checklist that I teach my students on how to publish content that generates sales for your business. Evergreen sales using evergreen content and this 12-step checklist. And make sure that you hang tight till number 12 because it's a doozy and will really, really, really make a difference in your sales from your content. So here is your blog publication checklist to generate more sales with your evergreen content. All right, number 1 is this. Does it clearly SOST? What does that mean? Does it clearly say one stinking thing? So I had an English professor in college and she had this rule for her content and she called it SOFT. Say one frickin' thing. I don't like the word frickin'. I try not to use it. So I changed it to say one stinking thing. But the point is, each piece of content, each blog, Instagram post, TikTok post, each email, each video, each podcast, everything you create in your content marketing strategy as a business owner needs to very, very clearly have one point. Have a point. What's the dang point? Say one stinking thing with that piece of content. And then everything else, every piece of that piece of content should be supporting that one thing. If you want to get fancy, you can call this a thesis statement. However, I like SOST better. A little easier to remember and it doesn't feel quite so stiff. So number 1, does it clearly say one stinking thing? Number 2, is it pointing to a paid product and or a lead magnet? Now, when you are sitting down to brainstorm your content, to plan your content, you need to be thinking ahead. What is this selling? What is this promoting? What is the point of this content? Yes, we create content to serve. Yes, we create content to grow our businesses, but ultimately it should be pointing towards a problem that we can solve either in our lead magnet that's going to funnel through a great email marketing strategy or into a paid product, right? Like we're not just out here to waste our time and spin our wheels on the content marketing hamster wheel, right? Every piece of content that you create should have a paid CTA, and I also like to have a free CTA as well. Now, this absolutely does not mean that you need to create a new lead magnet for each blog or each podcast or each video. Please, please, please don't feel like you need to do that. I tried to do that for like 2 weeks way back in baby blogger Faith days. No, waste of time. Don't try to create a new lead magnet for each blog post, but each piece of content does need to be pointing somewhere. Number 3, are your CTAs, your calls to action, semi-customized for the SOST of that post? Let me explain. Now, while I don't think you need to publish a new lead magnet, create a new lead magnet for each piece of content, you do need to at least semi-tailor the CTA for that blog, that podcast, that video in each post. So let's say I'm going to take one of my best lead magnets, for example. I have a checklist or a cheat sheet, an SEO terms cheat sheet that just breaks down SEO terms in a very, very easy to understand way so that you can use SEO to generate more leads, right? I have this cheat sheet. I can approach that same cheat sheet, market it honestly from lots of different angles, right? Maybe somebody's just tired of feeling dumb about SEO. Great. You're tired of feeling dumb about SEO? Grab the SEO cheat sheet here, okay? If you want a I could also take it from like, you want a quick pocket guide with SEO terms so you can run with your blog posts, grab that cheat sheet here, okay? I could also say, hey, want a SEO strategist brain in your pocket? Great, grab the SEO cheat sheet here. See how there's different angles, different ways to approach that same freebie? And I can use those different CTAs inside of different posts that correlate with the say one stinking thing, the main point of that post. Number 4, is your content easy to skim? I know. It hurts my little writer's heart to say that, but the fact of the matter is we don't read every word on every blog post that we click to, right? Nobody does. Depending on your audience, depending on the type of content, your audience is going to read more or less depending on the audience and the type of content, right? But each post that you create should be easy to skim. Now, praise the Lord, we do not have to honor all of the writing rules that we learned in high school and college, right? You are allowed to and even encouraged to use bullet points to make your content easier to skim. Now, does this mean that you don't need to put important information in the paragraphs? Absolutely not. Your paragraphs should contain quality content, right? However, somebody should be able to skim your blog and get the main points from font that's written in an easy to read way. It should be skimmable and somebody still learns at least a little something from consuming that piece of content. And number 5, is this piece of content easy to read? And no, this actually hurts my heart a little bit to even say, because I have a propensity for big words sometimes. You should hear my children's vocabularies. But the fact of the matter is, the average American reads at about an 8th grade reading level, at about 200 words per minute. And if they have to think too hard to consume your content, they're gone. Now, obviously, if you are a medical doctor writing for a medical journal, you need to write at a higher than an 8th grade reading level, right? But for the average online marketer, for the average content marketing strategy, you need to write at about an 8th grade reading level. So you do possibly need to dumb down or at least lower the reading level of your content so that people don't have to think crazy hard to understand what you're trying to say. And let's be real, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then maybe you don't understand it enough and you need to dig a little bit deeper and create content that's easier to understand. Number 6, are there relevant graphics to break up the text? Let's be honest, we be lazy people over here, okay? People do not want to read something that just looks like a wall of text coming at them. Conversely, we also don't want to click over to a blog post and read it if all we see is a bunch of irrelevant images, or worse yet, a bunch of ads, right? When you're thinking through your content marketing, as an online business owner, think about, okay, what images can I include? What quote graphics can I include? How can I break this up so it's easy on the eyes and not overwhelming to the brain to click over and consume the entire piece of content and ultimately take action? Number 7, did you thoroughly answer the question? This is so important for your content marketing because nobody likes to click over to a post and not get what they're expecting, right? Because the meta description and the title didn't match what was actually written about, right? Nobody wants to be somebody who's just full of hot air and not actually delivering on what they're promising, right? For one thing, it doesn't serve your client, it doesn't build trust, it doesn't bless them, and it's not going to help your business because people are gonna write you off as somebody who does not deliver on what they promised. And hey, trust in the online marketing world is at an all-time low right now. So let's do things right, answer a question honestly, and answer it so thoroughly that somebody does not need to click back over to the search results to understand what's going on. Number 8, you need some internal links to relevant content. Yes, you can use automations for this, but there's nothing that replaces a human brain and a human heart that understands the whole of your content to help get the right content in front of that reader. Because ultimately, the more you have somebody on your site, the more it builds credibility for SEO and is ultimately moving somebody down that buyer journey, right? It might take more than one post for somebody to make a purchase, but if you answer questions, provide relevant relevant information, helpful information, and showcase your expertise in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 posts because you've thoughtfully curated your internal links, you have an even better chance at a sale from your evergreen content. And number 9, does it have external links? This is something that I get so much pushback on, but 1, external links makes Google happy. 2, external links also show that you've done your research. You know what you're talking about. You're not just making crap up in your head. So yes, you need some external links and some internal links, but the external links are just to showcase your expertise, show that you have done your research, and you're really not putting a bunch of external links in there that are going to lead people away from your site and steal from your sale. Number 10, and this one is so important, you need to link to a sales page with an easy way to pay you. Y'all, don't make people jump through 14 hoops to give you their dollars, because they won't. You need a great sales page with great copy. Hi, here to help you with that if you want. But you need a great sales page with high converting copy that makes it easy for people to understand what it is you do, how you help them, and how in the heck they can give you dollars. Because I see so many clients lose money, so many students lose money because they've overcomplicated the sales process, or their sales buttons aren't anywhere to be found. Your content has to include some sales buttons. And number 11, I want you to upload that content to Search Console. Yes, a lot of people think that this is a superfluous step that it doesn't actually need done. It'll get crawled eventually anyway. However, when you upload it to Search Console and request indexing with each piece of content that you publish, you are alerting Google, hey, this site has new content, please crawl this again. And I've seen stuff get indexed and ranked higher using this little hack. And the last tip for you to get more sales from your content is this. Ready? Sales buttons. Put some dang purchase buttons inside of the content, right? We talked about your CTA. We talked about, having a very clear CTA, semi-customized to that piece of content, but also put some dang buttons in there so people can easily purchase what you are trying to sell with that content. Make sure it's easy to see, make sure that font stands out, make sure the button is a good size, but put some buttons, put some links, make it easy for people to purchase your product in each piece of content that you create. Now, there's your checklist. I hope that you take this and run with it. If you are ready for more help on how to get more leads to your website, get more sales from your website, and with your evergreen content marketing strategy, I hope that you take this checklist. I hope that you use it. And if you're ready for more help, jump on into the Simple SEO Framework and Group Coaching, where every other week, twice a month, we sit down together in a group setting. I coach you, I help you through, I answer your questions, and you're able to take my framework and dive into what's going to make your website rank, okay? You're going to learn how to do keyword research the right way and how to create evergreen blogs, evergreen marketing content for your business that's going to keep generating leads on autopilot year after year after year after year. Y'all, I have blogs that I published 8 years ago that still get eyeballs on them versus the Instagram content that I published that it's disappeared. It's dead and gone, right? So that content that you're working so hard to create should keep working for you long after you hit publish and close your computer. And inside my signature program, Simple SEO Framework and Group Coaching, I can help you do that. I teach you how to set your website up for success in 4 to 8 hours and how to create evergreen content in 2 hours a week or less. So at the end of a year, you're going to have 52 pieces of content working for you for years and years and years. So if you're ready for that level of help, then jump into Simple SEO Framework and Group Coaching. The link is in the description below, and I hope to see you on the inside.